All right.
What's up? It's the Sheplers.
Oh, she stole it from me.
I did,
She
because
was
he always
waiting-
does it.
All right. I'm Greg,
I'm Caroline.
if you didn't know who we were.
It's our anniversary right now.
It is our anniversary, actually. So this is 4 years now that we're married. Ew, that's gross.
It's not gross.
Whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for always sticking with us, watching our emails or reading our emails, watching our videos, and otherwise just dealing with our shenanigans. So here's this week's update. Kind of a general overview. I'm not sure if my wife has anything she wants to share.
Why don't you start and I'll come in?
All right. So for me, being in school, it's a fire hydrant. So the last 2 weeks we did water purification, and then all sorts of water, and then we did. This last week was energy. So we're talking about solar energy, solar thermal, wind energy, building solar catchment systems, building windmills, and all sorts of stuff. We were talking about biogas today, and actually we're about to rehabilitate one of the biogas systems that's been broken. So we'll actually be able to harness energy off of our food waste here on the campus, which is pretty awesome. So our school is kind of pioneering installing that, which is pretty dope.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, she didn't know that.
No, I didn't know
It's
that.
been such a full day that we've had no time to talk.
Yeah. I have gotten the pleasure of, I guess I get to visit the farm whenever. But I've been going and child footsteps. It always sounds like our child, no matter which one is running. It's been good to go up to the farm, and I got to just help with some flipping compost and pouring water, feeding animals. But that was really good for me to get to kind of be a part of things. And Ellis loves to come up and be a part of things too. And we may have said this in another video, but whenever our family participates in the farm, our family dynamic is always better. We understand each other, communicate better with one another, and really it seems like Ellis's behavior is always better whenever he goes to the farm.
And this is it's not just a farm, so it's really actually community development principles that are applied at the farm, and the critical aspect of creating cultures. So on Thursday, I was able to be kind of the spokesperson for the school at a symposium or a showcase for the farm. And it's really been dawning on me that when Genesis, right, in Genesis 1, God is telling man to, subdue the earth and all sorts of stuff. Essentially, the garden was like this sandbox sort of place where God would have taught Adam and Eve how to create kingdom culture on the earth. But as they had babies and kids, they would have developed a kingdom culture even within themselves. And that command that's there to go forth and subdue the earth and all this stuff never gets canceled, right? Matthew 28 is the Great Commission, is like the Great Commission in light of the fall, but the original commission is found in Genesis 1, and that's never stopped. And for our family, we're discovering that when you fulfill the first commission, it's almost like the Great Commission naturally happens. And it brings life to the family and life to the community and things like this. So it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah. And as I think about being a missionary family and any of the things that we would get involved in the future and how we would do missions together, really it makes sense to have that holistic family approach. Because it's not just the two of us going and doing something.
Right.
It's the three of us, and so how can we all contribute and participate? You can hear him outside
our son
the
is
window.
outside. We're on the second floor, and there's a window that goes down. Our son is just talking to us. So 1 second. Hey, bud. We're making a video, dude. Okay, go find Ben. Okay. Anyway, I told Alice to go deliver something for me, and apparently the guy wasn't there anymore. All right, let's just go ahead and move on
Okay.
to the other things. So
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of walk you guys through this email. That was pretty much a bonus theology for you guys. Things that we're learning as a family, that God is really working in our hearts. Just to make it clear, like, we're not just here in a school. I'm not just playing in the dirt. Carolina's not just doing nothing. The Lord is really, really working some pretty foundational elements of theology in our hearts And we feel as though they're building us up towards some larger projects, which we can kind of allude to today, but you'll have to keep listening. So one thing I want to mention, if you're reading the email down below, the next section is going to be sort of this like added value section. We really want to know what you guys want to see from us. Whether you want more blog posts, more videos, more photos, more stories. We want to add value to your inbox. We don't want to just be the drolling missionary update thing. We want to have some sort of feedback from you guys to know what you're looking for. And so there's going to be a 2-question survey. It's really, really simple. The first one asks exactly what I just asked. What do you want from us? What would you like to see? What would add value to your inbox? And the second one is an idea that we've kicked around for a while. Maybe having like a once a month coffee option that we can find a local roaster who would roast up batch coffee, and you guys can buy it, and that would support our mission. So if that's something that's interesting to you, you would just let us know how interested in something like that you would be, and that will really help us to know where to drive our time and our energy, because we're finding that our days are really full here, and we don't want to be wasting anyone's time. And so we want to make sure that we're creating the content that is valuable to you guys. And I think that's it for that. Prayer points?
Prayer points. Yeah. So.
I put it on the spot.
I know.
Otherwise, it's going to be me talking a lot.
Like summer?
Yeah. Summer stuff? Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this summer, as you guys know, and we've introduced our friend Kaylee coming as our nanny this summer. And I believe we had talked about our original plans, which were to take the leadership track and staff the fire and fragrance DTS school. But that, as we looked into that, it was not actually the best fit for our family. What we were really seeking to get from it was training and working together, but they would like a 2-year commitment to staffing DTSs, and with our hearts really being focused on community development, we felt that was not the way to go. So as we move forward in community development together, this summer we've been talking about Greg staffing full-time at the farm, actually summer and fall, and then me doing also some staffing, probably part-time capacity, to be able to spend more time with Ellis and be there for any of the things that he needs in and out of school. So we would love your prayers for that as we move forward.
And we're at a point now. I think we could just let me restart. So the farm has discovered that I can add a lot of value to taking the farm some steps forward. There's been a lot of conversations with leadership there, a lot of ideas. In fact, just one today with one of the more up and up leaders. He said he would even run things up the flagpole higher than him. So there's been a lot of favor there, but I don't want to presume that because there's favor and because I'm someone with the skills that I'm the guy, right? And this doesn't turn into me running the farm by any means. But I just want to make sure that I'm leading the family in the right direction, that there'd be wisdom in how much to commit to, not to take off too much more than I can chew. But also, we've kind of turned the heads of someone else who is in YWAM Ships. If you don't know rough history, there's YWAM Kona, and there's also YWAM Ships Kona, which is right down the street, and they're kind of like sisters here on the island. They operate together but independently. And there's someone who is been given permission to kind of pioneer the next leg of a YWAM base in Panama, reaching the Nobe people. And he has a very community development bend to him, and we have a lot of the pieces that they really want to build that base out for. And we are also looking for a place to put our skills to the test in a meaningful way. And so there's a lot of things kind of coming together that would be a really awesome fit to help them pioneer that base and turn it from a mission receiving to a mission sending base. But we don't want to just presume. So please partner us in prayer on that. But it would be pretty phenomenal if we did that. In the next update, I can send you guys a video about the Panama base. So please pray about that. We don't want to make decisions that we're not called to do, but it would be pretty dope. I think we like the idea a lot.
We do like the idea.
But anyway, that's that. Moving on, the next section would be like prayers and things like prayer points, blog post.
Yeah, the blog post. So that was really close, like my nostrils.
Which isn't her blog.
Yes. So a friend of ours wrote this blog, Blessed to be a Blessing. And so we were given permission from her to share anonymously. So we're sharing it, and it talks about the scarcity versus abundance mindset, and it's very easy to fall into that. And scripture really talks about having open hands and an open heart. And so this is a really, really touching reminder of how God takes care of us and how he has given us so many blessings, and that if we're finding ourselves in thinking about our lack, then we should take a minute and actually look at, instead of the lack, like open our hands, see like what has he given me and what is all around me and what are the things that I can really be thankful for.
It's really good. I'm not gonna lie, it is farm based. You'll have to just deal with the fact that our newsletters are going to be very community development based, which actually I forgot Fresh Finds. Caroline's got a song. You can do it.
Okay. I'm so excited.
We're like running out of.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
long.
so my fresh find this time is a song. It's called Joyful Joyful. It is actually a new version of, that's so close, the hymn Joyful Joyful We Adore Thee, but it's a new spin on that, and I got to dance to it in the dance intercession and worship class that I went to last week, which was super, super amazing. So
I didn't know she danced to that song, so pretty cool. So there's a story behind it. Mine is, if you want to know some really cool stuff, like I'm gonna geek out for a moment, but FMNR, Farmer Managed Natural Rehabilitation, you'll see it. It's a 4-minute video about a guy in Africa, in Niger, who implements a very easy farm technique. And if you watch the whole thing, you'll actually see the satellite footage of how it is changing the desert landscape there, and bringing soil retention, soil moisture. And those who are going to geek out, if you create forests, if you create large green spaces, it begins to create atmosphere, right? So water on the leaves is evaporating. You're actually cooling the land in that area, so it causes water from overhead to want to rain more. So trees are an amazing thing to actually help promote weather ecosystems in a particular area. And so by bringing this very basic technique to this very impoverished area, he's got the statistics at the end of the video. It's really cool. It's kind of a justification a little bit for like why what we do is not just important for the environment, but like how God designed systems to work. It's absolutely incredible. That's everything from us. It's been long. Thank you for listening. If you listened all the way through, we love you guys. We're going to turn it over to Ellis and see if he has anything to say. We love you guys.
Bye.